Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this is Dave Law from Get Some Colour in Your Life. I'm using Jackson's £140 cold press, Winsor Newton watercolors. These are professional grades. And I'm also going to be using, to start with, a Hake brush, then followed with mop brushes and some of the rounds as well. So to start this painting, I'm just popping in some pencil marks just to mark out a map where I'm going to go with my paints. This scene is actually a photo that I took a while out for a walk with my son. Took him out to the playing field, had a little kick around with a football, and then we walked on to quite a bit of a distance to a little park sort of in the countryside. But by the playing fields, there's this cottage. Well, there's a cottage or a house, just this white building. And this, I just had to take a picture of it. It's something that we do walk past quite a few times. And it's a really nice looking building. Almost reminds me of a cottage, a Cornish cottage. One of those sort of buildings you see in Cornwall. And so I just really wanted to give this one a little, do this video and give this, paint this one. So I am going loose. I am going to go for the loose style. I do like the looser paintings. So this one's going to be no different. I am, you can see, using a fine liner pen now just to get some lines down, some solid lines. I'm really not bothered about the lines. I'm sort of scratching here and there. You can see I'm not going for perfection in this one at all. Just thought I'd mess around and have a little bit of fun with paints, and just show you how I go about this. As always, I really do appreciate if you like this video, then please do give me a thumbs up. Also, all comments are welcome. So I really do appreciate that as well. It just helps my channel to grow, helps my channel to get out to more people. And if you keep watching, you'll see how interesting this turns out. You can see the hedge. I'm just popping in the highlights on the top. This is a mix of lemon yellow and cad yellow. And then I'm just mixing up some greens and just letting them mix in together and sort of come down the paper. But there's quite a heavy shadow on this hedge. So all the way down there's this darker tones. So I'll be mixing up some nice richer darker mix shortly, but there's something I really want to show you as I do this painting from the highlights. Just popping in some of the grass at the bottom excuse me, leading up to the hedge itself. And I wanted to vary this mix, so I'm just popping in all different sort of greens, all these, just adding a bit of blue. I wanted to darken the bottom of the paper, just so it gives a nice little frame with the dark part of the sky at the very top of the paper, and then finish off with a dark right at the very bottom. This is the part that I really want you to see. Can you see I've just popped in some the light highlight colour in the top, just over the dark shadow of the hedges, and you can see you got this little blooms happening as the pigment's coming down. Now usually in watercolors this is a big this is like the sort of nemesis. Blooms aren't used very well, or they're not very welcome in watercolor. You get these washbacks and cauliflowers and blooms, but the only time I've ever seen this work and look quite nice and effective in painting in watercolor is with trees, bushes, hedges, that sort of thing. So I wanted to just incorporate that within this painting just to add some interest, and it also makes the bush sort of come alive and gives it lots of texture, sort of natural texture, not something that you could pop in yourself, just more of a randomness to the hedge. So it just looks a bit more organic. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. But let me know what you think if this sort of works within this scene. Letting this highlight color mix and bloom as it hits the darker pigment. So as you can see, like I said before, I'm really not going for perfection in this painting. I'm just really painting very loose. Even in my pen work is very loose as well. And I think that's key. This is really important. If you want a loose painting, then you've got to start off with a loose sketch. If you're going to go with pencil, yeah, fair enough, you can go in straight with paint, and that sort of helps to be loose. But if you want to do the pencil drawing first, or get some guidelines, or even use pen, then always go loose. That's if you want the looser painting. Fair enough if you do want to go tight, if you want your painting to look perfect and everything looking quite realistic, then go for it. There really is no rules. You are in control. You're in charge of how you paint, and that's the beauty of watercolor or art in general. It's very subjective. So whatever you want to do, once you get those paints, you've got an artistic license to use them. There really is no rules. I know I watch a lot of YouTube channels and a lot of YouTube artists say you shouldn't do this, you should do this, you shouldn't do that, and really there is no rules. If there's something you want to do and it gets the result that you want, then hey, you go for it. There really isn't a lot more to do on this painting. You can see how nice now this painting, once you start getting those darks, and that's another thing that I'd like to emphasize. I know when I started out painting, in fact for years, I didn't quite go dark enough. and most of my work looked washed out. In fact, all of my work looked washed out. A lot of watercolors just didn't look complete. But once you start adding those darker tones, it really helps the painting look finished. It really helps with the highlights and the lighter tones. It just helps your painting to just come alive. So it's one of my favorite sort of it's one of my favorite parts about painting in watercolor is the final sort of touches. Just adding those final darks, and then if you do need to add any final highlights if you've missed them, there's nothing wrong with going over with some white gouache as well. It's not something I often do, but I don't have use of any masking fluid. That's kind of sealed itself shut, so I can't use that. So there's nothing wrong with using a bit of gouache as well, just to keep those highlights fresh and clean. And just popping in, I really like this lamppost in front of the building, and the telegraph pole, whatever it is, that actually did go off the scene. I don't know if they caught it on the phone. It's actually my son's phone. I was using that as reference, but the telegraph pole actually cut through and left the scene. But to me, it looked like it sort of cut the scene a little bit. It was too much. So I just wanted to shorten that, and that's one of the things I decided to do. That's one of the beauties of painting or art, is you do have that artistic license. You can change things as and when you feel. If there's a tree that you don't like, you can remove it or move it, or that, you know, there really is no rules, and that's really what I like about painting. But just as I add these final touches, you can see how much the painting sort of comes alive. It really does look quite nice, and I think I've captured the nice sunny day that we had. But let me know in the comments what you think. I hope you like this one. Please give me a comment, give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. And if you are new to my channel, then please check out my other videos. I've got a whole playlist on beginners, painting for beginners, so you can knock yourself out. Just removing the tape now from this painting, and give me that nice frame looking as I take that off. But yeah, hope you like this one. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.